You're so cute. You're so cute. I love you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. It's your girl here, Krissy Cela, and in today's YouTube video, I'm going to be breaking down the absolute ultimate guide to anyone who is a beginner looking to start their fitness journey. I have broken it all down. I have made notes. I am going to make it so digestible for you because when I started my journey, everything was overwhelming. I didn't know what to actually do. I didn't know how to concise everything. I'm going to keep it simple, to the point, so easy to understand. And I truly hope by the end of this video, you're left with some value that you can take on board on your new journey. If you are a beginner watching this, or if you are someone who's had a bit of a setback on their journey, understand that it's never too late. We are here to try and build a consistent and rewarding journey to better ourselves mentally and physically. So without further ado, here are my top 5 tips for anyone who wants to start their fitness journey. One thing that I've seen over time is this unbelievable pressure to have it all figured out all at the same time. So instead of trying to figure out your nutrition and your workout plan all at once, I want you to focus on one thing at a time. I wish I had told you this sooner, and I don't think I've ever told you this on my channel, but thinking about one thing at a time and trying to perfect and be consistent at that one habit is going to make your life so much more easy, less pressure on you, and actually enjoying the process. So what I want you to do is first of all, identify what you would like to change. Is it the fact that you're not actually working out? Is it your nutrition? Is it the lack of sleep? By changing just one thing is going to better the entire journey. 7 or 8 years ago when I first started my fitness journey, was one thing I kept wanting to change was how weak I felt. I always felt really weak. I never had any upper body strength. I never could lift anything. So the one thing I wanted to focus on is training my upper body and making that a consistent habit in my routine. And I wish I had just focused on that first. I'm not saying to forget everything else, because nutrition and training your lower body is just as important. But what I'm saying is I put so much abundant amount of pressure on myself to have my nutrition in check, to be completely dedicated to the gym with no rest periods, to have a program so solidified that if I ever made a mistake, or if I ever decided to have pizza one night instead of my chicken, broccoli and rice, I would just lose my mind and feel like a complete failure and feel like I had to restart again. When really it's about taking things and dissecting them, making them digestible for you to have consistent habits. One of the things I'm struggling with right now is sleep. Sleep is something that I've always struggled with. I don't feel like I get good sleep, deep sleep. And it's one thing that I really want to change, and it's one habit that I want to learn to integrate and be better at. But I also have the rest of my life to do this. There's no pressure to have it perfected right now. So please, the one thing I want you to do is simplify what's the one thing you want to start with. If it's nutrition, prioritize that. Learn how to meal prep. Learn what macros you might need. Learn if you're maybe under eating. Maybe you're overeating. Maybe you're eating too many snacks and not good enough wholesome nutritional meals. Focus on one thing at a time as opposed to everything all at once. Tip number 2 is one that's more emotionally led, and I think having emotional intelligence in your fitness journey is also very important. I really value people that have a purpose, and I really value people that have a true why. I think the more I'm growing up and the more I'm maturing, especially you guys have seen me since day one, you know, everything was very aesthetically focused back in the day. And the more I mature and the more I realize the true value of celebrating your body through movement, I realize that it's become more purposeful. My purpose is no longer to have chiseled abs and to look a specific way. If I wanted to, I could completely dedicate everything I have to look a certain way. And that's straight out fact. But that's not gonna make me happy. I really value going to the gym and pushing myself and challenging myself. I really value having discipline and consistency. Those are my true whys. My true why as to why I'm starting my fitness journey, as to why I'm continuing my fitness journey, is because movement is something to me that brings me so much joy and happiness. And the minute I stopped thinking about movement as a chore and more of a celebration, everything in my mind changed. You need to identify your why. And the way you do that is you dig deep and you really speak to yourself about why you're starting this journey. So if you think the reason you're starting your journey is to lose some weight before your holiday so you can look good in your summer dress, I guarantee you that's not why. The reason you're really starting your fitness journey and why you want to make a change is because you want to feel good on holiday. You want to feel proud of yourself. You want to wear that sundress and just feel good. Aesthetics come secondary to every type of why you have. So dig deep, understand why you're even starting, understand why you even clicked on this video, and I promise you the rest will have so much more purpose and emphasis rather than just being surface level. Number 3 plays on the fact that you need to consider your why. And one thing I've noticed that's become so apparent and so toxic in this industry, and it's actually kind of getting worse as opposed to getting better. It was getting better for a while, and now I think we've like taken a step back and benefiting anyone. It's this pressure to see results in X months. It's this pressure to have it all figured out in X amount of time. Is this pressure that there is no excuses, you have no excuses, you make time for the gym. I used to drill that into you, and I regret drilling that into you, because the more time deprived I am, the busier I am, the more responsibility I hold. I cannot stress enough that fitness is timeless. It's not that you have an excuse. It's not that you're trying to just constantly find a reason to why you can't start. It's that you're putting so much pressure on yourself to think that you have a certain time frame to achieve it all. Your fitness is timeless. The minute you start realizing that, you will start to understand that each and every single day, your aim is to just be 1% better, to just show up, to just put your shoes on, to tie your shoelaces, just to show up. That's 1% better. Pushing for that extra rep, running for that extra mile. Your fitness is timeless. So stop putting pressure on yourself. Stop thinking that you need to see these crazy transformations in a short period of time. Understand that you have other responsibilities such as work. You're a mum, you're a student, you could be caring for someone, you're a business owner that's responsible for other people but yourself. So less pressure, more timeless thinking. Tip number 4, and probably one of the most important tips I'm going to give you, is to start learning and to stop thinking that because you're scrolling on social media has the answers to all of your questions. There are so many mixed opinions, so many mixed reviews. And whilst it's amazing that so many more people are vocalizing their perspective on fitness, it's not always correct. So I need you to start educating yourself and start doing the learning yourself. Start perfecting the things that you're not sure on, and start reading things that are actually valuable and are credited and are safe to read. Because there are so many opinions, and right now, the level of demand to the level of supply of information in the fitness industry is out of balance. The demand is super low, the supply is super high, which means there's so many opinions flying around, but you don't actually know what the hell you want, and you don't even know what information you're being provided. So one thing you have to take responsibility for is actually learning yourself. Maybe finding someone that makes you feel really safe. Maybe finding someone that is qualified. I can't stress enough how important it is to actually learn from someone that is qualified also, because you know, a lot of fitness influencers and a lot of people in the industry are learning on the job, and that is amazing. But they also need the qualification to back up what they're saying. It's the same thing with you going to a doctor's appointment. You know, like you could have a prescription because it worked for them, but is it backed up because they have a qualification and they are able to give you that prescription? So just learn, never stop learning. Every single day is a school day. And even now, I've decided to go back to school to get my level 4 personal training qualification for strength and conditioning, further my knowledge from my level 3. I've also started to get myself a performance coach, and I can learn even more and evolve even more. Every single day is an opportunity to educate yourself better, and I can't stress enough, knowledge is power. Number 5, you're overcomplicating your routine massively. The reason you're overwhelmed is because you're overcomplicating everything. You feel like you have to train 5 days a week in order to see results. You feel like there's only certain things you can eat in order to see results. You feel like you have to do 10K steps every single day. You feel like you have to drink a gallon of water every single day, take all these supplements, do all these things, and it becomes exhausting. And when something becomes so hard, you don't want to do it. It doesn't feel natural to you. Do not overcomplicate something that can be super simple. The aim of the game is to be consistent. The aim of the game is to move your body. That is the aim of the game. So strip it back. What can you genuinely achieve in a week? How busy is your schedule? How in demand are you? Which means you could be hella time deprived. So what I want you to do is dissect it down. If you work 5 days a week, maybe you work out on the weekend because you have more time. Maybe it's better for you to actually work after work as opposed to before work. For example, I tend to wake up at about 5:45, 6:30. That's the time frame I wake up. I go straight to the gym. I'm in the gym. I'm also recording in the gym because I produce content. So I need to get everything done within the 2-hour time bracket in order to be in the office. If I'm in the office all day till 7 p.m., I can't imagine starting training at 7 p.m. because I would just be so exhausted if I'm constantly waking up at that time, right? Or if I'm waking up a little bit later. You have to make your fitness journey fit around the schedule you currently have with only slight adjustments. And what I mean by slight is maybe waking up 30 minutes before your alarm clock goes off on a usual basis, or maybe staying 30 minutes after work and doing a workout at the local gym before you come to work. Do not overcomplicate it, simplify it, and make it so much more digestible and enjoyable. So this is actually the first segment of a beginner series that I'm going to be hosting on my YouTube channel. I was really in my thoughts about YouTube, and I kept thinking, how do we continue to add value to people that don't really know where to start? Don't really know how to start. And I feel like sometimes when you're in it so much, like me, you assume people know and that it's so simple that everybody should get it. And the truth is that's not the case. And the more and more I talk to the community, the more and more I meet women in the gym, the more and more I'm starting to train women one-on-one, I'm realizing that it actually can be overwhelming. It can be so complicated to some people. So I've decided to dedicate a number of videos across the months of the rest of this year to create a complete beginner series. We're going to cover topics like how to perfect your form and techniques, how to build the perfect program for you as a beginner, how to identify your true purpose and your true reason into why you're doing what you're doing, meal prepping for a beginner, and so much more. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and make sure you leave a thumbs up. And I'm so excited to start this series because I truly, wholeheartedly hope it helps you. And I hope you feel a little bit less overwhelmed than when you first started watching these videos. Remember, as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being the most beautiful community I could ever ask for. I truly love you always and forever. And I'll see you next time for another YouTube video.